What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the CVA, the Cosmic Variance Authority, episode 7, as Chris just pointed out to me.
6, 7.
I am. It would technically be 9 if we had started the first. It's episode 7. We won't confuse people. I'm one of your hosts, Warren, or Cosmic. With me, as always, is Chris. And Chris just got back from Scotland, my home.
Did.
My home.
I hung out with all of your people.
My peeps. Yeah. Meet lots of Thompsons over there.
Oh, all of the time. That's pretty much all that's left. They've just bullied everybody off the country. It's just Thompsons now.
That's what we do. But welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us here today. Lots of news just all around. Lots of stuff for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Lots of stuff for Avengers Doomsday. Actually, one of the things I want to talk about is, well, first of all, like in general, it's kind of funny. A lot of Marvel actors are doing projects outside of Marvel, but of course everybody's asking them about Marvel.
Right? That's all they're going to hear about.
But, no, of course. So like Channing Tatum has said so much, which I like. Watching all these, I think it's called Roofman, the new movie that he has coming out.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
I want to see it.
I really want to see it. Yeah,
It looks
I
really
want to see
good.
it.
But nobody want to talk about it. They just want to talk about, you know how long I've been waiting for
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it's funny because he's with MJ, Kirsten Dunst. And, but yeah, everyone just wants to talk to him about it. And it's just, and then Hawkeye, and then Mark Ruffalo, and then Andrew Garfield. Like, there's so many people. They just all asked about Doomsday. And, like, recently, yesterday, a couple days ago, maybe, depending when we put this out, I guess. Jeremy Renner was straight up asked, like, hey, are you going to be in Doomsday? He's like, nope. And I'm like, yeah, I don't believe you.
I'm not the werewolf.
Yeah, like, sure. We just can't believe anybody anymore. But Channing Tatum says that the movie is definitely going to be a dramatic movie. I think deaths when I hear that.
I don't disagree.
I think deaths, and I think like emotional moments between Doom and people who are like, that looks just like Tony Stark.
Right.
That's what I think.
How many
specifically
of the deaths,
Spider-Man, but
how many of the deaths are gonna be? I'm trying to think how to word it. Like legitimate deaths, not just, oh, here's a variant of somebody that looks like Captain America that died, but how many like core, actual sacred timeline characters are we gonna get? A decent amount considering the reboot, the emotions of it.
I think so. I think characters like Falcon's gonna die, like the new Falcon. I think maybe John Walker, maybe Ghost, right? I think some Thunderbolts are dying. I don't want it to be Red Guardian.
All that.
And you know me, I have one rule. Tobey Maguire can't die.
Yeah.
That's all I care about, right? I have one rule when it comes to Doomsday and Secret Wars. You could kill off Tom Holland Spider-Man. You could kill off Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Although, I really like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man's kind of a close second as well. But right, really, like, well, let's just think of like the characters that have the best chance of moving forward and being a part of the new MCU. Tom Holland.
He's got to be number one, right? Like most.
I think
safe
he's
character.
number one. Yeah, I would say Shang-Chi's probably pretty safe.
Shang-Chi's pretty safe.
Yeah,
I would say Yelena Belova.
You think?
I would say it seems like they're trying to build a lot around her. That could just be for the Doomsday storyline, but that might also be because moving forward, maybe she'll be Black Widow. She's a pretty popular actress. People seem to like her. I think she does the role very well. I guess that's all kind of depending on how they want to go about continuing that story. That is somebody that you could survive from the old world and bring over. I wouldn't be surprised to see Yelena Belova make it over.
No, and she probably has a better chance than most. Because, like, I don't think Mark Ruffalo's Hulk goes through.
I don't think any of those Hulks are going through.
No Hulks at all. Just
no Hulks.
Yeah, no Hulks. I mean, we get a new Captain America. I'm not even sure Sam Wilson survives, to be honest.
No, I think it makes it too messy. I mean, if the goal, and I don't know that the goal is for them, the goal for me in a whole point of a reboot is to clean it up a little bit. Well, then Sam Wilson wanting to be or having had been Captain America, but it's just too messy. And there's nothing against Sam Wilson's Captain America. But if your whole idea is we're going to have a new Captain America, you can't have an old almost Captain America and actual Captain America running around. So that might be...
Well, Yeah, and then you have to think about the relationship between Sam and Steve Rogers, right? Like, because they said they're gonna recast, so they're gonna get a new Steve Rogers. So what's that like, right? If you keep Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson around, so yeah, maybe just for it not to be so messy, maybe he doesn't make it.
Nick Fury gone.
I mean, Nick Fury
gone. They'll recast that whole role. Yeah, I think so. I think
they will. I think they will too. And I
could see them not, I guess, just because of the meme of it. But he would have to want to be in it more, which he could be. His role isn't necessarily difficult. Like, he doesn't need to be in superhero shape or anything like that. So if he wanted to stick around for another 10, 15 years, realistically, he could.
He probably
and it would be kind of cool to see him, I think, as like that little backbone character.
Yeah, like something that's like solid that stayed the same throughout.
And he could reference the old universe frequently. Like, why are we putting
there
together
does need to be people, right, who need to reference the old universe. I think
Doctor Strange is probably up there as well. Top 3
I think Strange. Yeah. I don't know.
No,
I think there needs to be a Doctor Strange, and I would say I think it probably needs to be Benedict Cumberbatch, and I do think he's that person who should be referenced.
Well, we haven't seen a different Doctor Strange yet, have we? They've all been Benedict.
Yeah, no, they've all been the same. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe Wong. Wong could be that, maybe. If they want to keep Wong. It seemed like they were going to do a decent amount with Wong because like Strange Academy and stuff like that. And for a while, like he was the person popping up in like all the stuff, right? Like he popped up in She-Hulk and stuff, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was kind of
Shang-Chi, you know, for a while he was like the guy that was like yeah, with what was her name?
Madison, but
without a Y. Yeah.
What about, and I think this is one of the biggest what ifs, Doom.
Yeah, that's a big. I think that might be the biggest one because I think like the Scarlet Witch survives. I really love Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's like so great for that character. And there's only a few main ones, but then Doom is like it was already such
an important decision.
Well, right, and it was already such like a controversy with the casting of RDJ, right? But like I did a TikTok about this. Like RDJ auditioned to be the like Doctor Doom in the 2005 Fantastic Four, and he didn't get it.
No, I didn't know that.
So like this is a long time coming, actually.
Like one of those full circle moments.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It went to McMahon, who tragically died recently, but I feel like he's had a long time to think about this character and how he thinks Doom should be, because that's the type of just actor Robert Downey Jr. is. And we've already seen plenty of photos that he shared of him reading comic. You know, he's shared a bunch of comics that he's read, a bunch of different Doom things. So like, do I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to crush it as Doom? Yeah, I do. And I actually think he should stay as the main Doom, which I think, you know, a lot of people probably don't agree with me on that. But to me,
yeah, I actually feel like probably the majority would say no.
It's such a big, well, the problem is I just think like the Fantastic Four are going to survive, right? Like they survive, right? There's no way they don't.
Yeah, they're probably on the safer side of the list.
Right. I don't think we're just going to get a new Fantastic Four. They're already talking about, like, they've been talking about a sequel already. You know? I don't really see a world where they don't survive. So, depending on what Doom's backstory is, you have to connect him and Reed Richards. It's like one of the biggest things, right? Like the stories, the reason why Doom hates the Fantastic Four, everything, like them being in college together, they need to have that be a part of Doomsday. And if they have that in Doomsday, then I think moving forward, you have to have Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom be that Doom because you have to keep that backstory. Mm-hmm. The issue is, and this is really why, like, in all honesty, like the better decision would probably be just to completely start over, because how do we get a lot of Doom's origin story with like everything, with him going to college, with even before that, with his mother dying, with his father taking him away, and then his father dying, and him studying the books that his mother had on sorcery, and then the whole story of his mother and Mephisto basically tricking her, and then him going him trying to build the device to communicate with his mother after she's dead, which explodes, which gives him the scar, which expels him out of college, which brings him back to, well, he goes to the monks and he learns, all this stuff. And then he goes back to Latveria and then he becomes, there's so much. How do you tell that with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom in this new universe?
I mean, how many minutes do you need?
You have to go back in time.
How long do you need? What's the shortest amount of time you need on screen to have that story told satisfactory? In a satisfactory way.
I mean, well, it depends on what they, like his origin with his mother and everything like that. Like, that's not that hard to tell. But the stuff you really want to focus on is his relationship with Reed, which I guess you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. But it would be nice if they did. Like, you could just show 5 minutes of them being kind of buddies, but you can also tell, like, Doom kind of resents him. But they're both I think it's important to show that Dr. Doom really is a genius. And although he's not quite as smart as Reed, I mean, he's up there, right? He's like one of the smartest characters in Marvel. So,
well, I think if Doom's biggest trauma is insecurity, right? Let's just to box it specifically. What is his biggest trauma? What's his biggest problem? It's insecurity. It's not being good enough. It's not being sufficient. Then you could go the Void route and have him interact with the Void or sent to the Void, and he could run through all of those scenes in 5 minutes, and you can get previews of it, kind of like how you did in Thunderbolts with Yelena, who went through portions of her history, which we don't really know much of her history beyond what we've learned from Black Widow and these other movies, and it'll allow you to connect to the character. I feel like that was an aspect in Thunderbolts that really helped with the emotional side of things. Of the things that Thunderbolt wasn't, something it was extremely emotional and allowed you to connect to those characters. So using that Void aspect that had that emotional side to it. I mean, there's even a scene where she's fighting herself in the bathroom and she's forcing herself to drink, and it's very psychological.
Right.
You could do that, and it sounds like the Void might be a pretty important part of Doomsday / Secret Wars with his role as the energy source, or demonstrating how powerful Doom is. Like, maybe Doom goes in the Void early on, fights the Doom and fights Sentry from inside the Void and wins, just to show how powerful he is, but we still get that backstory. Like, that could be a really cool idea.
Yeah, I just think still, like, I would prefer Doom to get like an Iron Man movie, like an Iron Man 1, like a Doom 1.
So a new Doom then, you think?
No, well, it's really weird. It depends.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
If the new Fantastic Four go in, like, then I think it should be Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. But what if there's zero connection? What if he's not from that universe and there's zero connection?
Then that wouldn't really matter.
Then what do you even do? Right? It's a really pretty convoluted. Like,
it's already so messy and it hasn't started yet.
That's why I'm like, I almost do kind of advocate for just like a slash it, right? Like, just everyone goes. We firmly remember in our hearts in the real world what the
or
MCU was before.
You get Nick Fury, one person.
Right. But it's all new.
I don't disagree. New. That's always been my
Go to a different universe. Just go to a different universe.
Yeah.
We don't even have to erase it. We can just, hey, the new MCU takes place in a new universe. And from here, everyone's different, like, it's cleaner that way.
Yeah, that's kind of very heavily been my opinion the whole time. And I guess a lot of it depends on what they're planning to do with the multiverse. And let's be honest, they still don't really know what they're doing with the multiverse now. So I'm not sure how they know what they're going to do with it in the future. But
well, they're just can't think of the exact word I'm looking for here, but they're just really like putting everything in the Doomsday, right? Like, we don't really know Spider-Man Brand New Day, but the whole multiverse saga is gone in a bunch of different directions, and I don't think they handled it properly at all. But all the multiverse stuff is basically just being compiled into Secret Wars and Doomsday. But to the extent of it, we are just going to get, hey, the multiverse is collapsing, Doom is trying to save it, and then becomes the ruler. The TVA exists. You know what I mean? Like, everything is kind of just almost being like forced to come to an end. Whereas I think we should have got a lot more movies like the Fantastic Four. A lot of other movies that took place in other universes. Like, that would have been like the best use of the
Well, that was
saga.
The next question I was going to ask you, and I think it's like an investment, dividends and yield and long term. And I don't know if Marvel and Disney, mostly Disney, would be prepared to do this. But would you be pro or against the Avengers and the X-Men starting off in separate universes, and they kind of clarify that in each individual movie. So the first X-Men movie starts, or the Wolverine movie, or whatever they're doing first in Phase A, and it flashes on the screen, Earth 000155, and then the first Avenger movie, Iron Man, Captain America, whatever happens, and it's a different Earth, and maybe by Phase C, so down the road, 10 years, those start to kind of culminate, but the whole time it's been planned together. So massive spiderweb, instead of, 20 years ago we had X-Men movies, and now we have the MCU with the multiverse, let's throw it together. How about we start at point A with the idea that 20 years down the road, we're going to connect for a massive moment? Would that be too big? Because that's big.
It wouldn't be what I want.
No, you would just rather it all start together in the same thing.
Yeah, like we already did that. That's the thing. And regardless of how they did it, that's where we're at right now. They're doing it. So you don't want to do it again. To do something that big, first of all, 20 years is way too long. Like, you can't start a phase and then 20 years later bring everyone together. The actors will be done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like,
except even 10 Jackman, years, though, he'll still be going.
He'll still be there, 110 years old,
ready to
past
go.
90. But no, you can't. No, you have to have everyone together. There has to be a cool connectivity in it, where when you're watching an Avengers film or an Iron Man film, you see some X-Men little Easter eggs, whether that's them appearing on screen or, like we've talked about, like appearing on the news, on a TV, something. Just a really, like in X-Men 97, there's like a really quick interaction with Rogue and Captain America in X-Men 97 first season. It was like little things like that, super simple to do, have a huge payoff, even though it's for like a minute, but it's just so cool, right? Because it just shows you, hey, they're all in the same universe, which is like what we want. It's the MCU. Yeah. So no, and then you can have, so you build up these things over time, and then you have an Avengers film, you have a new Avengers film, you have an X-Men film. You do, I mean, I don't know, you can do Inhumans. There's a lot of things you can do with this. With everyone, there's not really that many limits, unless you just, like, the only limits are Spiderman because of the whole Sony thing, and Hulk because of Universal. But besides that, you can basically do whatever you want finally. And then so you build it up to where over time there is friction between the Avengers and the X-Men. And then eventually you do the Avengers versus the X-Men film. And then I think like 15 years from now is when they revisit the multiverse saga and start to incorporate that multiverse. Because you think about it, it's like, okay, Fantastic Four are going to do another Galactus, right? With an actual Norrin Rad Silver Surfer, right? Like, we're just going to get that. And I actually like Shia LaBeouf in Fantastic Four First Steps. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really great how they did it. Even though it was very brief, like her backstory, like it gave you just enough to where you're like, oh, well, I kind of like, I feel for the Silver Surfer now, right? But they're going to do a Norrin Rad. They're going to do Galactus, and I hope he's stronger. They're going to do Celestials, right? We don't really have that many cosmic entities. We've seen Eternity, but they're going to dive more into that. You know, we have the supernatural side coming, the Midnight Suns. Like, there's so much coming that, and it all should be really connected to where when eventually we do get to like a really big event, like super event, I guess, because like Avengers films were event films, right? But then, and then the same with Age of Ultron, but Infinity War and Endgame just took it so much further. And then Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to take it even further than that. It is nice that we have so many different teams in the MCU coming up, because event film A, X-Men, event film B, Midnight Suns, C, Avengers, and then Avengers vs. X-Men. And then like, until we have a lot of things to do before we get to that next super huge event. And we don't need the multiverse for that super huge event. Like Endgame and Infinity War did not involve the multiverse, and they were massive, right? So then I think you can do all that within like 6 or 7 years. And then so like 10, 15 years down the road, you can start to introduce, 10 years down the road, you can start to introduce multiverse aspects into it again. And then you can have just a massive, massive, massive movie where even then, if we have an Avengers Eternity Wars or whatever, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., all these, they can return again, right? Right? I actually expect them to return again, right? You know what I mean? Like, Right, exactly. Like, you better believe Hugh Jackman and Deadpool pop up, and Deadpool's like, till you're 90. I told you, right? Yeah,
play
something
the
like
clip.
that. Like, yeah, right.
That'd be so good. But no, I think ultimately what they have moving forward is opportunity. And
for sure.
More
so than ever.
Yeah, more so than ever. It's wide open. When they started this whole roller coaster ride of the MCU way back when with Iron Man, I don't think any of them were sitting in the office going, this is where we're going. Now they kind of know what the potential is, and I think regardless of superhero fatigue or bad writing fatigue or whatever, phase A, project 1, people are showing up. Like, people are going to be curious.
Oh, yeah.
People want to see it. So, love that project, have a plan for that project, and absolutely crush it. Don't rush it. Don't overdo it. Just keep it simple. And you, Marvel, Disney, are going to be, real set for the next several years. So really exciting as a fan, and really cool to see that so quickly they can rewrite it and start over. And it doesn't need to be, 30 years from now, we're going to get a new Iron Man movie, because it's going to be like less than 5.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to be like another, well, it's kind of funny, we've talked about like James Gunn wanting to cast his own Batman and like go through that process and everything. It's like, we're going to go through that with a new Iron Man, with a new Captain America, right? There's going to be times where it's like, okay, we're hearing rumors about actors they want to play the new Iron Man, right?
You know what is wild? When Iron Man, Captain America, all these movies came out, I was a little kid, teenager. Where these people are all older than me. Now all these people are going to be playing Iron Man, probably younger than me. It's a really different situation. It's like I watch sports now, and there's the new first round draft playing for the Bucks, and he's like 21 years old, and I'm like, oh,
I know
that's weird.
Yeah. I know, and it's
like I used to look up to these guys, and I'm looking down.
What am I doing with my life? Yeah. It's like they're toddlers now. Yeah, that is kind of funny. But it's funny to think about, because it's like, it is. Like, we're really not that far away from, like, we're 2 years away from going, all right, who's the next Iron Man?
We're going to speculate wildly.
Remember how Adam Driver was Mr. Fantastic? Totally. And who? Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. That was not my favorite fan cast ever. I did not enjoy that.
No. There were like Jodie Comer. I liked
Jodie Comer. I was behind. I was okay with that. Vanessa Kirby ended up being the best pick. Although I do think there were better options with Pedro Pascal. I don't know if I'm alone in that, but I do genuinely believe that.
It should have been John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, husband and wife. Like, he's got the look. He was spaghettified, and
I was really hoping it was going to be The Rock, but
as Mr. Fantastic.
The Rock is Mr. Fantastic.
Not the Thing? No. Mr. Fantastic.
Just put some glasses on him. He'll look real smart. Problem solved.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, he really did well in his new movie, The Smashing Machine. The movie's not doing well.
No, unfortunately.
But he did well. And even, who was it? It's like Christopher Nolan, who said it was like, he basically praised him for his acting.
Wow. Christopher Nolan.
But I think Christopher Nolan also likes like the Fast and Furious movies, so I'm like,
I don't know. He does good movies himself. Not sure I love the Fast and Furious movies. I've always said that. I've always stood by that.
I know you do.
I'm a big fan. Although I will admit, the last like couple, it's not even like the issue that a lot of people have is like, it was a racing movie and now it's cars driving into space. Like, that was never my problem. Now it's more like,
that was my problem. That's why that's why I stopped watching.
They're just not as well written, I guess. Same problem as most movies these days. Like, it's not the whole car goes to space and then comes back and everybody's fine and they crashed it after flying 150,000 miles an hour. It just feels tired, which I guess that's the problem with a lot of movies right now.
Well, and like Vin Diesel has not been in shape in a really long time.
Oh no, like, dude gave up.
That's the thing by me. I'm like, you still have this dude like lifting up cars with one arm and stuff like that. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, this guy's like, come on. He's not the Vin Diesel. He's way older, right? And that's just life. But it's kind of like, these selling points are getting harder for me. It's just like, granted, and what was the last Fast and Furious movie I saw was with you, and they were actually kind of poking fun at it, where he's like, I don't think we can get shot. Like, I didn't get shot. You know what I mean? Like,
was that the one with John Cena when he was Vin Diesel's brother? Did you see that one?
I think so.
John Cena secretly been his brother this whole time. No wonder he couldn't see him.
Yeah, right.
That's a good John Cena joke.
They all blur together. I don't even know.
But no, it is. I mean, they got what, 2 more or 1 more? I don't even know.
I heard they're not even sure they're gonna do them.
Oh, really? Well, again, because it's tired. They've all made their billions, so go relax and whatever. That's fine, I guess. Screw the fan base that has watched till the very end.
The funny thing is I think Vin Diesel says what he wants. Mm-hmm. And then is trying to like manifest it into reality. So he talked a lot about, I'm doing this. Like he's talked about like the Groot project and stuff like that. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, are you just saying that because that's what you want to happen? Because I believe that you want all that to happen.
You just see Vin Diesel running around Pasadena with an iPhone, chasing cars. I'm getting cutscenes for my movie.
Yeah, just like Fast X, here we come. Yeah.
Vin Diesel is Fast X. Filmed on iPhone 17.
You just have and he's just like, I am Groot in the background, like randomly thrown in, and there's like, that's the next Groot project, Fast X.
Oh, shoot.
With Groot, yeah. But speaking of that, actually, recently James Cameron was talking about he doesn't know if they're going to do Avatar 4 and 5.
Oh.
Because basically talking about like the cost of all this stuff is like really going up.
Mm-hmm.
So basically he said it depends on what the profit is for Fire and Ash, which is Avatar 3.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on how that does, like if it tanks, then they're probably not going to make 4 and 5. Or he talked about like an alternative of just going like super low budget and making it like very different.
What is tanking though? Like it's expected to make somewhere around $2 billion. Like what did they spend on this movie?
But what did the last one make? What was it? Avatar: Way of the Water.
I mean, it's up above $2 billion.
I don't think it is. Oh, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm. It made a crap ton of money. But
yeah,
it earned $531
really
million. Way of the Water earned $531 million. Like, is that not enough? Like, I feel like that's enough. I don't know.
Well, if it's all profit, then yeah,
that is calculated profit is $531.7 million.
See, and this is crazy. I don't ever try to crap on anyone's opinion, but I just don't like these movies.
The second one was better than the first, I would say, personally. Having seen the second one, I was like, okay, this is a little cooler. The first one, I think I probably already called it that on the podcast, but it's just space Pocahontas. Like
Pocahontas.
It's not an original story. But then the second one, they jump a little bit more into the culture and the aesthetics of it all, and it's really a little bit more unique, which I really appreciated. And then I'm assuming the third one's going to go a little bit more into like the different clans, and I like that. I think that's fun storytelling. I think that's different and unique at least. But I mean, is $531 million not enough money to say, hey, we made enough money? Like, I don't.
Well,
I don't
they're
know.
questioning whether the next one's going to make it.
I guess. What is the budget for Avatar 3?
Well, I just never have been immersed in the world. It's never grabbed me enough for me.
Like, yeah, and that's fair. I don't think you're alone in that. I think a lot of people got caught up in the beauty of the first movie because
that's the thing is I get the hype around the first one, but now that's standard.
Like,
I can't say that's standard because it's like, it should be standard, right?
Yeah.
AI could create that stuff now. It's just like
well, the budget for the third one was $250 million. So
it's really,
I feel like they're going to guarantee
that's not that
money.
high.
No, I feel like they guarantee to make
it's
that
really
money.
not that high.
So, I mean, maybe he's tired. I know he puts a lot of work into it. I know that there's a reason it's taken as long as it has to come out. And they did a decent job filming Fire and Ash and Way of the Water, like, relatively close together so that they had time for all the editing. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it would be weird because the whole point was, I think James Cameron said after the first one came out, he has out to 4 movies, like, made to complete the story. So if they just stop after 3, maybe they found out a way to wrap it up so that it makes sense and has an ending.
Maybe. I mean, it still seems like they plan to do more, but it depends on how well this one does.
You know what was funny? I was actually yesterday watching TV, and Zoe Saldana does like the T-Mobile commercials or something like that, AT&T, somebody, like phone commercials. Yeah. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, she is on paper the most successful actress of all time. She plays a relatively important character in like the top 3, 4 most grossing movies of all time. Like on the top 5 list, she's in 4 of them as a supporting lead character. And she's sitting here doing T-Mobile commercials. I'm like, what is happening? maybe
she really likes T-Mobile.
Or maybe she's
they
just very
gave her
passionate.
a butt ton of money.
I was just like, that's a little weird. Because she's like standing on the counter, like dancing like a dork, and I'm like, this is beneath you. I feel like. But.
Well, she's also done like some, like Apple TV projects, some Netflix. She's done like series recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, for me, I can at least chalk that up to like the passion of acting and your craft, but dancing on a table in a T-Mobile.
Maybe she has had T-Mobile for 20 years and they offered her a bunch of money and she's like, hell yeah, I use T-Mobile. It works for me. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah. It is kind of funny to think about. And another thing is, so now, according to the New York Times, Warner Brothers has turned down Paramount Skydance's offer to buy the company, apparently, reportedly, 3 times now.
Okay.
So
do we know what the offer was, or is that still secret?
No, we don't. Well, no, it was like $20 a share, I think, something around there. Where at the time, like it was only valued at like somewhere around like $15 a share, but they said it was just too not enough. Too low.
They're at 11 right now.
Apparently they went back and offered more. They said no, and apparently they went back again, offered no, and they said no again. Yeah, and apparently 80% of it, the offer was cash, which is crazy. But the Ellisons have. Now. I actually looked it up the other day. Larry Ellison has a net worth of $351 billion. I think he's the second richest person in the world to Elon Musk.
That's a lot of money.
It's pretty close because Elon Musk has like, I think like 450 billion or something like that. It's just like an insane amount of money.
Yeah, insane amount of money.
So yeah, they offered 80% of it was offered in cash, which is crazy. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with DC. It looks like
there's a lot of questions around what that would mean.
I don't know if they're gonna sell. Like, denying everybody who wants to buy the studio like kind of creates hype around you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it puts you in the conversation. Be very strategic. It's like a rage bait, but business version of rage baiting. Like,
well, because they never once came out and said like, "Hey, we're gonna sell." What happened was these companies were like, "No, we're gonna bid for you. Like, we want you." So it's other companies wanting them. So WB has never said like, "Yeah, we're looking to sell." But they did confirm this week, like, I mean, yeah, we're looking at bids. It's like, well, yeah, you would. Especially if they keep, it sounds like Paramount really wants them. So
yeah, well, Paramount's
maybe they're just playing hard to get.
Tons of money on different types of things. They just bought all of the rights to UFC in a ridiculous amount of, so it's leaving like pay-per-view for to be on Paramount streaming platform. Let's see how much, it was a ridiculous amount of money. And then they have like huge soccer tournament rights for one of the biggest soccer competitions that there are. Like, they've got tons of really, really big things they've been spending money on. Seems
like they're trying to become the platform, which is why they probably want HBO Max for.
Well, I think what we're seeing over the last 8 months or so is like lines starting to be drawn in the sand a little bit. You know, Hulu and Disney Plus are now kind of combining into one thing. You've got, these different areas where, okay, the streaming wars are really starting to ramp up. Here it is. UFC.
They're getting a lot more expensive.
Oh, yeah. UFC has signed a 7-year deal worth $7.7 billion with Paramount Plus as its exclusive streamer for UFC fights. So that's crazy. That's an insane amount of money.
It's a little over $1 billion a year.
Yeah.
Is what they'll need to earn from that to get their money's worth. But again, Larry Ellison has so much money. Like, it's insane. But granted, it's not all just his money. There's company money, stuff like that. But yeah, like, I mean, HBO Max just increased their prices, I saw. And but like, you have to think of like Warner Brothers is like Harry Potter, like Godzilla, Kong,
DC.
They're like DC, there's a lot.
And they have all
with their studio.
HBO has
Lord of the Rings, I think,
too.
Game
of Thrones. They got a lot of big stuff. They do have a lot of big stuff. I'd say Paramount doesn't have as much rights to.
Oh, and Minecraft, they did that.
Yep. Doesn't have as much rights to like the IP necessarily, but they're working on expanding. Then you also have Disney, which is its own massive conglomerate on one side. And then Universal does pretty well. Universal has a lot of really good original stuff that they put out. They do a lot of the horror side of things, but they also have some pretty big, like Jurassic Park and a few other really big projects.
I think they're Fast and Furious too, right?
Yeah, they are Fast and Furious. Yeah, so they're it's all spread out and divided, but we're seeing that there are less streamers. They're starting to condense. They're getting more expensive. People are going to start missing cable. I know everybody was whining about cable for years and years and years, but it's going to be like, oh shoot, it's getting pretty pricey out there. And then what was it? The other day I went to watch a movie, and between my family and I, we own everything, like all of the streaming platforms. I wanted to watch a movie Tag because it's a great movie. It's not on anything. I had to rent it on YouTube. It's like,
of course. Right. Same thing. Yeah, me, my brother and sister. She was visiting, and we wanted to watch Yes Man. Wasn't on anything. Had to.
Yes Man's a good movie.
$4. Right. So it's like it's all getting a little ridiculous because there's so many out there now. Apple TV, Paramount Plus, Hulu, Disney, HBO Max.
What did Apple TV just buy? Oh, they bought all the Formula One rights. Apple TV starting next year.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, people dropping a lot of money, right? Like there's a lot of stuff going on. And I wonder what behind the closed doors the conversations are. But we're definitely, if you look at some of the last major purchases by the streamers and announcements by the streamers over the last 4 months, there's been some massive stuff going on.
There has.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's big.
Well,
we'll see how this all changes the future of TV and movies.
It's going to be paywall after freaking paywall, but hopefully somebody like Amazon's going to come up with a solution. I feel like Amazon's going to it's a whole. Fortunately, Amazon's is really cool because if you have Amazon Prime, which almost everybody does, you have basically all of their stuff. It's cool because it's a combined thing, which I think something like that is going to be how it moves forward. I own a condo that has cable included in its HOA fees. And it's Spectrum Cable, which is just a cable company, Warner, big cable company. But they have added over the years, like 3 of the different streaming services are just part of having Spectrum. Oh. So it has Paramount Plus, it has Peacock, and it has Disney Plus, all added into your cable bill. So it's like there's going to come a way where I know Verizon is doing it, where if you have a plan with us, we'll give you free Netflix.
Right, yeah. All these packages are starting to become
It's going to start being connect with Amazon, have Amazon Prime, and we're going to give you five streamers. Or you can pick which one.
Right.
It's going to become something like that because the affordability of this is
well, that's the thing unreal. Is people are starting to get pissed off, right?
Yeah. And then it's like, why don't you go to the movie theaters? It's like, how?
Well, I pay for 5 different streaming services.
So I'll just wait for it to go on that.
Over $100 a month. Yeah, like what am I paying for this for? Right?
Exactly true. Exactly true. Well, about midway through,
you had some stuff.
A little over midway through, I have maybe a fun segment. It probably won't be as fun as you think it will be, but this is Remove One Forever.
It's a great way to introduce.
This is Remove One Forever Expert Mode, because I don't know that it gets much harder than this.
This is true multiverse stuff right here.
So one thing of the 3 I'm about to list, you have to delete forever.
One has to go.
Never existed.
Forever.
So you won't know it's gone, but it's gone.
Okay.
Marvel, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Go.
Star Wars, I mean.
Yeah, that's quick for you.
I love Star Wars.
Well, obviously they're all really good.
Lord of the Rings is my favorite. The original trilogy is my favorite movies of all time. And Marvel is my thing. So it's like...
If there's no Marvel,
it's not,
I'm not
that
working.
hard for me, right?
No, that's fair.
There's not a world where there's not Marvel for me, right? So that's just...
Okay, let's get rid of Marvel because that's a very fair point. Let's do DC then. Let's do DC, Star Wars, and Lord of the Rings.
See, that makes it harder.
That does make it a little bit harder. Because Marvel, you're right. Harder. I didn't even consider the Marvel as like a guaranteed go through. You'd be unemployed.
Right. That makes it hard. Well, not even that. I love Marvel. That's why I started talking about Marvel. It's like, it's second to Lord of the Rings for me.
Right. So DC, Lord of the Rings, and Star Wars.
Yeah, see, like, Star Wars to me has the best lore. Like, I love the Star Wars lore. I love the Jedi. I love the Sith. I haven't loved everything like made by Star Wars recently. It's really hard to think about, but it's really hard. I mean, it's between Star Wars and DC. I'm keeping Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Those are masterpieces, man. Like, those are just the best movies of all time to me. So I'm keeping those. I mean, I think like Batman and Superman and it's just.
The more you think about it, the harder it becomes, because it's like
it's actually really hard because Darth Vader, you know what I mean? Like, and then you have like Han Solo, it's not even a Jedi. It's like,
it's funny because I do the same thing when I'm thinking, okay, which one do I want to get rid of? And then I start thinking of like specific characters, which is what you were just kind of saying, like Darth Vader. Imagine a world without Darth Vader. Like, that's not possible. But imagine a world without Batman. That's not possible.
Well, I also
either.
think it's really hard because I think Star Wars really paved the way for a lot as well. You know what I mean?
I think I would say out of these three, I would say DC.
I'd probably get rid of DC in all honesty. Because Star Wars did so much. Like, I think Star Wars paved the path.
Was the pioneer.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, we had, you know, comics and stuff like that from everybody. But, like, the Star Wars movies just became just a massive thing, right? And think about, like, Star Wars Celebration. Just, like, it's such a huge thing. Yeah, I can't get rid of Star Wars. I got to get rid of DC, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, DC will be. I think I agree with that because there's an adventure. There's a sense of adventure with Lord of the Rings that my life couldn't go without. I think a lot of the emotions evoked by the idea of the adventure alone and the nature that is within Lord of the Rings is almost hard to explain because it's like a very personal feeling. But I couldn't live a life without having these feelings.
And the memes. I need my Lord of the Rings memes.
Also true. Also very true.
Gosh, I need them.
On my plane back from Scotland to New York, there was a whole family there. If you're watching this, I don't care because you were annoying. And there were like 12 of them, and it was little kids and grandma and all these different people heading to New York. And they were New Yorkers, so you can kind of pick up on the attitude. And then the grandma, whose kid is just screaming, and she's just yelling at him on a plane. We're like on a plane. I'm like, just be quiet. Like, but she got on her necklace like this big gaudy gold necklace, and it said Mimi, but it just says meme. She has a necklace that just says meme in big gold. That's all I could see was see a meme. I was like, well, that's a decision you made not knowing what a meme was. Right. You are a meme.
You are literally a meme now.
Good job. But I did want to talk a little bit about something outside the scope of movies because, unfortunately, I just found it really funny. It's kind of you heard somebody broke into the Louvre. And stole a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, like $8 billion worth of stuff or something like that.
It was. I think. I'll have to pull up the number. I had it here a second ago, and now I've lost it. But it was a ridiculous number. They stole 600 million euros worth of items, but it was 8 items, and it was like the last of their like heritage of the royal family because they sold most of it after the revolution. Plus they had all the World War II bombings. They've had a lot of theft, and it's always France. And I just thought it was kind of funny because it was literally like the day before I was looking at the Scottish crown jewels. I was in Scotland. We went and did them. And I, in May last year, went to London and I saw the English crown jewels, and they're all like super protected. And then some dudes,
I've seen them all too. Yeah.
Some dude climbs a ladder into a building, cuts open a window, steals 8 items worth 600 million euros, which is almost, you know, and it's just like, what? How did that happen? And then they find the crown in the gutter later on that day because they just picked all the gems out of it and left the crown because how are you going to sell that?
Well, that's what I was actually literally about to say. Like, everyone knows what it is. How are you going to...
Oh, no. It's so funny, though, because they were saying the gold alone, you can smelt that down and that's gone. It won't be hard. And then I guess they just picked all the gems out, which I suppose a professional, like a gemologist or whatever you're called, because I don't know what you're called, would be able to look at it and be like, this is Napoleon's diamond. But most people might not. So, you know, somebody sells you a diamond at a pawn shop. You're like, sure, I'll buy this. This is however many carats.
I mean, I bet it was Nick Cage.
It could have been. Could have been Nick Cage. He's just looking for treasure.
He's just filming his new movie on his own, like Vin Diesel. Just got his iPhone out, breaking into the Louvre.
Shot on iPhone 17. Could you imagine, though, the headline 3. In real life, actually, if somebody did go, we don't really have crown jewels, I suppose, but we do have the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. Imagine waking up tomorrow and somebody stole the Declaration of Independence. It's just gone. It's like...
I would think Nick Cage took it.
I would have to. That would be just the craziest thing. All these nice French people woke up and the last remaining bits of their heritage has just been stolen by some dude with a ladder.
How does that even happen, man? Like, how does one, your security system, and then two, the security guards you have there, because they're there 24/7. So somebody it's like so weird.
Somebody got fired.
Oh, I bet lots of people got fired. And I bet they're changing their security system company. Yeah. Like, that's crazy. That's like the one thing that you need is security. And one guy did it.
Well, Louvre has to be one of the most famous museums in the world, other than maybe the Smithsonian. Totally. Like, it's the Louvre. Like, everybody knows what the Louvre is. But in 1911, I think it was 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen. They got her back, but somebody locked themselves in a closet, waited for it to close, came out of the closet, stuffed the Mona Lisa in a bag, and walked out. Like, what?
But how does security guards not get you? I don't understand. That's just the weirdest thing to me.
Oh man, it's such a little meme for me. And I was reading the headlines that morning. I'm like, that is tragic, but I don't know, kind of funny. Maybe I have a weird idea.
Wonder if he did it for the meme. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a big meme. Maybe he took all the gems and put a meme necklace on his necklace.
Maybe he just hates French people and he's like, screw these guys. I'm taking your crap.
Oh, well, now there's all these...
Didn't even want the money, just...
All the theories that it was Russian stole them and like...
Of course.
It's like, okay.
Like, who would want to destroy the last of French culture?
Yeah, Napoleon's diamonds are gone. But that's a big story. We can circle back in because, I mean, we're movie dudes. There's been a lot of, and I'm curious your take on this, as I'm sure many others are. There've been a lot of sightings of Sadie Sink, our first sightings, and potentially some AI doctored Photoshop photos of her. I presume you've seen them.
You sent me one.
Well, I sent you the one, yeah. What are your thoughts on these characters that we're seeing? I mean, she has the red head. That's undeniable.
Yeah. Talking about her playing Rachel Cole Alves. What's interesting is, she's too young to play that role, I feel. But it's funny because I saw a photo for Stranger Things finale, like season 5, and I was like, these kids are so old now. I think this is a little off topic, but I think they really screwed up with Stranger Things. Like,
completely agree.
Why did they take so long? And I've seen so many people like, I don't care about the Stranger Things finale. You had to make us wait too long.
I'm and then the list.
Brothers, right? And then is the Duff brothers? I can't remember. I think that's their names.
Duffer.
They're like, oh yeah, no, we think Duffer brother. We think it's good to make people wait too long. Well, that's backfiring on you, man.
I completely. I didn't even watch. The last season.
I did.
I just don't care.
But not. But like randomly over time when I had nothing else to watch. Yeah, right. I didn't care to watch it when it first came out. I think it was a bad move on their part. I agree
completely.
I don't think you should wait that long. Like if you have
more than a year,
really good seasons, it's crazy. I can't believe they've waited this long.
Especially when you're working with children, like who were like 12.
No, that's what I'm exactly.
Millie Bobby Brown has like a kid now.
Yeah, I mean, she adopted it,
but she's old enough to have a kid. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. I saw that
married.
Picture, and I'm like, y'all aren't kids anymore. Like, it's crazy. So, I do feel like Sadie Sink is too young, even though she's not a kid anymore. Mm-hmm. But she still looks too young to. Well,
it's just a weird role. I feel like for her,
it is a weird role. Like, it's a weird role. I don't feel like it fits her. But recently, I saw a report from Murphy's Multiverse. And it was backed up by somebody else, like John Roca or Jeff Snyder or something, to where they said they have heard that, yes, the Punisher is going to have a sidekick, but it's going to be played, I don't know if it's a black female, but a black man or a black woman. That's what they've heard. So that, I mean, Sadie.
So that's somebody black, maybe trying to make that connection that there will be an assistant, and it looks pretty good. The picture.
The Photoshop AI pictures, sure, yeah, they look pretty good, but again, I think it would just be a really weird role, like a really weird role. But on top of that, it's like I mean, at this point in time, I really don't know who she's gonna play because I think I've heard a report from some insider for every single character. Mary
every
Jane,
possible role she could be playing.
Mayday.
Somebody's confirmed it, right? Like,
somebody has said it, right? Yeah. So I'm just like, I have no idea at this point. Like, I think it would make the most sense that she would. Honestly, like the thing that makes the most sense is Gwen, because we have technically a Mary Jane, right? It's not Mary Jane Watson, or we don't have Mary Jane. We have MJ. We have Michelle Jones, right? But we don't have a Mary Jane. So she could be playing an actual Mary Jane.
Yeah.
But to avoid the confusion with that, Gwen would make more sense, right?
But she is redheaded. I saw a picture with her standing next to Dustin Daniel Cretton. And she's got like a hood and they're like hiding her whole face, but you can see clearly
she has the red hair.
Bright red, orange hair. So that narrows it down a little bit for us, whether it is MJ, whether it is Jean, whether it is, I mean, you can make Gwen have red hair, but theoretically she doesn't. But also Mayday Parker's
maybe she hasn't, maybe she hasn't started shooting her scenes yet, and they're about to dye her hair.
Maybe
they
she's just there.
Intentionally took that photo with her with red hair
it's
to throw
impossible.
People off.
These days,
I've seen the picture right here.
It could be really possible. You could be completely right. They could be doing all of her scenes indoors, and they know that, and they just had her standing there next to the director, so somebody could get a picture of her with red hair. So we could be having this exact conversation now. And that's not even
pants
like
and boots too.
And that's not even a conspiracy theory at this point. That's just legitimately what this companies need to do to hide their secrets. Like, they do stuff like this at this point, like straight up, and they laugh at you. They admit it. They go, haha, yeah, we did this.
I firmly believe for Avengers Doomsday, fake leaks. They are releasing fake leaks. I firmly believe that.
They've definitely got a team of like some 22-year-olds out there who just know how to embed this into the community and make it viral. But yeah, something like having, because nobody has any footage of her actually doing anything. And they've been filming in the streets. We've got footage of Tom Holland doing absolutely everything. So if she did something of value there, we would have seen it, I feel like. So maybe, maybe she was just there hanging out to be with the crew and to get to know people. And because we knew, oh, look, she's red hair. Oh, we can narrow it down to these 4 people. I mean, I literally just said that. Maybe it's not true.
It'd be a really good misdirect.
Oh, yeah.
And a good move by them, I think.
So who do you think gut feeling only, because obviously nobody knows. Gut feeling, number one, who do you think she's playing? Gwen?
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. So the MCU version of Mary Jane.
I think it would make more sense for her to play Gwen because we have a Michelle Jones, but my gut actually tells me she's playing Mary Jane.
Okay. And I think that would make, I mean, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. It just would minimize Sadie Sink's future potential, because at the end of the day, he's going to end up with Zendaya.
Is he though? I mean, I don't know. She very well could be our new Gwen, and even going forward in the new MCU could be Gwen, and they could just focus on Miles and Gwen and not Peter. I mean, I think really Gwen is a big possibility. I just think the hair is such a staple.
I agree.
It's just such a staple. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, but definitely a big point of conversation right now.
Maybe they switch. This is going to be, okay, follow me here. There is no Gwen technically, but maybe they give Michelle Jones the arc of Gwen. Maybe she dies. Ooh. And then eventually Peter goes on to be with Mary Jane.
And Zendaya is getting even more popular. Every day she gets more and more popular and more busy. Oh, yeah. You know, and they're dating in real life, or engaged in real life. They're engaged,
and they're going to be married. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they really like doing it. Maybe they don't like doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, hey, maybe a little bit. We don't. Who knows, right? We don't know what their personal lives are like. But I don't know. You get your Spider-Man Blue, Gwen Stacy, the night Gwen Stacy died, and then, you know, he goes on to be with Mary Jane. So maybe
MJ dies, and
maybe Michelle Jones dies, and then eventually he goes on to be with Mary Jane Watson.
Yeah, that would be really cool, I think. I mean, ultimately, I think Sadie Sink is a pretty cool actress. I think when they threw her into Stranger Things, because she didn't start, she showed up in season, can't remember if it was 2 or 3, but it was after the first season. Yeah. And she had a really immediate impact, and she was very important in season 4, although I haven't seen season 4. I know that she had a very important role. And I think she's a really good little actress, so I'm excited to see how she does have an involvement in the MCU, and I hope it isn't something that will be like, oh, look, she showed up as this character. I want her to have a pretty permanent role. I want her to jump over to the new bit, whether that's as Gwen or Phoenix or.
I mean,
or
I'd like it to be Mayday.
That's still my number one choice because I think
that's my number one pick.
Amazing. That would be amazing.
That's not what my gut tells me, but my number one pick is Mayday.
Well, there you go.
So, but let us know what you guys think.
Absolutely. That's been
really curious to hear what everyone thinks who they think she's playing, because we've heard so much. Gut feelings only. Let us know your gut feeling only in the comments, and just your thoughts about everything else. Oh, our Discord too. Don't forget that.
Discord.
We'll link it.
Also, there's a subscribe.
Join that
button.
Discord. There is that, and a like button.
And a like button.
Press everything. Just start pressing stuff.
Go into
not
Google.
the dislike button.
Type
but
into
there's
Google.
Like share, there's
Zelle.
Like, there's subscribe, there's yes. You want my Cash App number?
Go buy a Target gift card and tell me the numbers on the back of the card.
Just start
scamming people now.
Yeah, right. But thank you to everybody who's joined today. If you like this and you're not subscribed, we love it if you would subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thanks for being here. We appreciate y'all.
Heroes, all of you heroes.
See you for episode 8.
Boom.